This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The Bahamas telecommunications company launched its new next generation network today. The new technology will upgrade the current system, which has been in place since the 1970s, and will offer customers a wider range of more efficient services.
Fern Carey was among members of the media on a tour of BTC's Poinciana plant, where the upgrade is well underway.
BTC's Next Generation Network, or NGN single fiber technology, is an $80 million investment, which represents a transformation from the company's old legacy network to the new IP switch core, focusing on landline and high-speed internet services. The new technology is described as cutting-edge and world-class.
The advantages of having the new IP switch is, of course, space. So when you go next door and you look at the IP switch, you will see that it's been reduced from 10 rows and bays of equipment down to one bay with 2 or 3 servers in it, and that is the way the new technology is going. So it will afford BTC the opportunity to save lots on current and air conditioning and all of that. So it makes the whole switching core more efficient going forward.
Now, this upgrade is significantly reducing costs for BTC in terms of its space and equipment, while providing faster, more reliable service for customers. Now, the upgrade started over a year ago, and to date, over 71,000 customers have already been transferred to NGN, and the process is expected to be completed by March 31st of next year. Meantime, BTC's outdoor units allows the company to move its service closer to customers while ensuring that the system is always up and running.
Everything here is fiber optics. It's also, we have a backup fiber in case the main fiber goes down. We also have battery redundancy if BC goes out, or when BC goes out. We have fiber redundancy, so the customers will continue to get their service that they're paying for.
The new technology also provides the platform for BTC to deliver television services moving forward.
We are actually just in the process. We're looking at rolling out what we call IPTV, which is, again, no offense and not stepping on any toes, better than the cable TV offering. IPTV is intended to be a bit more interactive, more dynamic service, where we're going to bring in aspects of some localized user-generated content, etc. We are looking at our TV product offering for next fiscal. Our next fiscal starts in April 2014.
Fern Carey, ZNS Network News.
The Bahamas Electrical Workers Union met in conciliation talks yesterday with management at BEC at the Department of Labor. Union President Stefano Green says what the union was most keen on clarifying was whether one side had the right to unilaterally vary the terms and conditions of an industrial agreement. At the end of the meeting, Green says he didn't feel that any headway was made and that he was waiting to hear from the Prime Minister before possibly turning up the heat. Labor, meantime, has asked the union to go back to the table and try to work out a compromise. No date, however, has been given for the parties to return to the Labor Department.
Well, Bacardi is set to reopen its Bay Street store in March 2014. President of Bacardi, Juan Bacardi, did not put a price tag on the cost of ongoing renovations, but he says the investment is a significant one. The store was gutted during a fire on Bay Street in February 2011, and its doors have remained closed since that time. But the Bacardi executive says when it reopens, it will have much more to offer.
We're in the process of creating a different venue for the Bacardi store, and it's going to be more about the history of Bacardi and the family and when they came here after Cuba, and it's a 50-year history, so it's a long history that we've had here, and so we're going to have a lot of old photographs, newspaper articles, and just the relationship that both Bacardi and the Bahamas have had for many, many years.
Bacardi said the new store, which will remain at the same venue, will offer a unique experience for customers.
You'll still be able to buy product there on the ground floor, as well as hats and t-shirts and paraphernalia that Bacardi has fun with. And then the upstairs will probably create some kind of drinking establishment where you can actually taste the product as well, but using the same theme, all of the old history, basically, of the relationship between the two.
While the Kingdor National Parkinson Foundation speech competition may be over, it's not stopping one of the winners from educating the populace on the disease. Head girl at St. John's College, Camille Mins, was recently awarded first place in the 3rd annual Parkinson's speech competition under the theme, "This One's for You, the Hope to Cure Parkinson's Disease." Minnis recently organized an educational session at her school along with the foundation, which featured the other finalists from the competition. Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald was on hand.
After winning, as a head girl, I wanted my fellow students and the student body at my school to hear the message and to understand, and so I brought them here. I brought the Parkinson's Disease Foundation here, and I asked them, along with my principal, to speak and to educate my fellow students. And so hopefully they will get the message and they'll share it with others.
We feel that unless the story is told, persons who may be afflicted with the disease, they may feel that they should just sit home and fade away. We're trying to say to them, New Start is the best way to handle it. We're saying to them that they need to just get themselves to the point where family understand. Once a family understands the disease, they will be better able to assist that person in dealing with it.
And now for our question of the week. With the Junkanoo Parade just weeks away and a new controversy over the rules to be implemented this season, our question asks, do you agree with the new Junkanoo rules, yes or no?
You can vote in our interactive poll on our website, www.znsbahamas.com. Now, if you're not familiar with the new rules, you can read or download them on our interactive page. The results of our poll will be revealed on Friday. Well, coming up in sports, high school students go to the hoops for another basketball tournament. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain. The Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation's Coalition for Responsible Taxation met recently with officials from the Ministry of Finance to discuss the country's fiscal state. Both parties agreed that the state of fiscal affairs in the Bahamas is critical and requires urgent attention and action. Officials also cited the need for tax reform as a part of the solutions to fiscal challenges, coupled with sustainable action in the area of expenditure control by government. They also acknowledged the government's plan for fiscal reform, including the new tax initiative, should be the subject of broad-based consultation. In other business news, major changes in the Bahamian workforce at the managerial level will be a particular focus during the upcoming Strategies for Leadership and Talent Development Forum set for December 5th. The forum is a part of the national initiative convened by the Bahamas Hotel and Tourism Association in collaboration with public and private sector stakeholders. BHTA President Stuart Bose said the quality of our people at all levels and in all sectors must be to our competitive advantage. Aside from that, succession planning, management and leadership development are also on the table. The forum will take place at the British Colonial Hilton Hotel. And in international business news, JP Morgan Chase and Company is expected to announce a $13 billion agreement with the U.S. government to settle claims it overstated the quality of mortgages sold to investors during the housing boom. Reuters attributes that information to two persons familiar with the matter. The civil settlement would mark the end of weeks of tense negotiations between JP Morgan Chase, the largest U.S. bank, and government agencies that were under pressure to hold banks accountable for wrongdoing that led to the housing crisis. Even after the civil settlement, the bank faces at least 9 other government investigations. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm Jimenita Swain.